So now that we're aware of what the pelvis over femur looks like, how do we actually train that position to be strong in internal rotation? Well, we just work in that same position. So instead of holding the isometric, we're just gonna run 6 reps per side, and we're gonna really focus on making sure that we're feeling the right activations. Everything that we feel in those positional isometrics, we wanna feel in this work as we move through the full range of motion. So we'll go ahead and find our split stance, bringing the right leg in front and left leg in back. Okay, so think about keeping the pelvis nice and stable, pointed straight ahead. We don't want any sort of rotation in the low spine. We want to make sure that the pelvis is always pointing in front of us. And we want to keep the split stance somewhat narrow. If I was to give you a metric here, I'm about 8 inches away from my back heel, so that when I come down, I'm actually loading into that leg and I can keep that pelvis stable. I'm using this leg too. It's not a single leg squat. I'm using both legs and then pressing up, right? A typical split stance or lunge squat, you got that leg super far back and you're a little bit unstable, kind of wobbling around a little bit, and you're trying to come down and everything's shaking. That's not what we're looking for here. We're not looking for this super wide kind of like pelvis back position. What we're trying to train here is what it means to actually kneel down and get back up. So we'll go ahead and find that split stance, coming about 8 to maybe 10 inches back behind the front heel, putting most of the load onto that front leg to start. As we come down, we'll distribute a little bit, right? Because we want to shift the load so that the body's working equally on both sides. Checking in with that pelvis, take a breath in. Coming down, nice and slow. Feel the load. Allow your brain to process accepting the descent. Pressing down through both feet, the deeper we get. If you want, you can go ahead and hover just above the floor. Tuck your pelvis, breathe in. Exhale, press through both legs. Coming up, think about pushing the hips forward. Get that extension. Pelvic tuck, feeling the glutes and the hamstrings do their job at the very, very top. Don't shortchange yourself. Coming down. Accepting load. Both sides. Control the eccentric. Bear hover. Breathe in. Tuck. Press. Back up. Good. 4 more. Tuck. Press. Good. 2 more. Good. Last one here. And shake those legs out. Whew. So you should feel equal burn on both sides. We're working the legs in slightly different ways, right? Working the quads, both. Working the glutes, hamstrings on both. But if we're really thinking about pressing down through that floor in both sides, we should be able to get the quad in flexion on this side and the quad in extension on this side. Okay, let's go ahead and set ourselves up to load the left side for a round. So we're going to once again find that 8 to 10 inches behind us here. For me, that's me loaded centrally on the mat and then my foot just off the mat, up on the ball. Turn towards that left leg just a little bit, checking in with my pelvis, making sure it's roughly straight ahead. Taking a big breath in. Coming down, nice and slow, accepting that load. Keeping that pelvis as level as possible. Bear hover off the ground, tuck your pelvis, press. Slow controlled, pressing down into the ground to control that descent. Keep hugging the ground with those toes, tuck your pelvis. Press. Whoa. I pressed hard. Take a breath in. Tuck, press. Good, we got 3 more. Last one. Oh, good. Shake those legs out, pat yourself on the back, and give yourself a little bit of rest.